It's a PDF file that we summarize the types of analysis, subject of analysis, analytical tool, and also reference or case studies in with links provided. So this is a list of all the, I can say, all the essential analytical tools which are very important when it comes to property investment. So we will find somewhere along our investment, certain tools or certain analysis in this list may be useful, and we may sometimes go to use it again and again. So we provide this list to tell you where you can find details, explanation, discussion, or even examples or case studies. So we provide this list. You can always look at this list. For example, if you want to go back and check about the market, then where you can find links to, or where you can find which webinars pertaining to this topic, you can always use this list to find the links or the relevant modules or webinars, or which even provides some previous articles relevant to the topic, the types of analysis. So I hope members can keep this PDF file maybe in your phone, right? Don't just leave it on the property member site. Download it and keep a copy in your phone or in your tablet. So from time to time, when you come across any question about your property investment, when you have anything that you think that you may need to analyze further, then you can check, open up this PDF file and check where you can find more information for you to refresh, be it a theory or be it those method of analysis. All right. Now, I will try to use some examples, as I said earlier, particularly later on to use the weighted scoring method. So now we will try to use some examples, some questions. These questions were posted by a member or so. He emailed to me, and I find all these questions all can be answered using different contents and using different analytical tools, which we already covered in the property method. So we will try to use all these questions as examples, and then to use back the PDF file, the list, to find a solution or to find way or method to get the answer for all these questions. For example, how to compare between different areas. So in detail, the question we're asking if, for example, we want to compare two areas of interest in KL, like for example, Setapa or Damansara. How can we know that which areas is better to me, or maybe better to a beginner, as a beginner of property investment? Which one will be safer, or which one will provide a more secure return? Next, then into detail, how to compare between different properties. For example, property in this area of interest, how can we compare them? I think all these questions are quite common to all property investors, not just for beginner. I think even for those experienced investor, from time to time when you have any opportunity pop up, so most of the time you will have all these questions come up. Even the most common one, how can I know that I'm paying a fair price? Yeah, how can I know that the offer price from the seller of the property is so-called justified? Subsale or new construction, I think this is also a very hot question asked by investors. Which one should we invest? Which one is better in a particular area? How to know if a property has room to grow in terms of both capital appreciation and rental. So this is talking about like asking a crystal ball. So which property next time will grow better? how to find out the future development of a property in a specific area, or how to stay ahead. So all these question number 5 and number 6 all are asking about so-called future prospect of a particular property or a particular area. So now let's try to use all the analytical tools, all the types of analysis that we discussed earlier to answer all the questions one by one. Number 1, how to compare between different areas. Actually, this question is to answer this question actually is quite straightforward. So normally we will apply quantitative analysis to check if similar types of property in both areas worth investing and financing first using our Go Finance tool. So similar types, for example, if you are interested in condominium, so both areas you should be able to find similar types of condominium and then analyze just based on the numbers and compare the end result, cash flow, return on investment using our Go Finance tool. So this is just based on the number. So with the number, you are able to see clearly which one can give you higher cash flow, which can give you better ROI. So it's quite straightforward. Well, of course, we can't ignore the qualitative part. So we still have to apply qualitative analysis as well to compare the score of criteria between both areas. So here we will give some, use the example, the weighted scoring method. So you can see on the left-hand side of this table, the criteria, these are the subjects of analysis in qualitative analysis we discussed just now: location, neighborhood, security, amenity, infrastructure, natural disaster, environmental issue. All these are the so-called external criteria of the property, outside of the property. So the second column, weight, scale from 1 to 10. So this one is quite a relative way for you to judge. For example, if your feeling is this location is from 1 to 10, so-called 10 is the best. So I think that the location is perfect. I give the location 10. Well, and the weight actually represent like a weightage.
So how important it is, right?
Yeah, how important it is compared to the rest of the criteria. So for example, I invest in a property, I will definitely think, everybody knows that location is very important.
Yeah.
So I always put the highest so-called weightage for location. Or neighborhood, when it comes to condominium, for example, we may think that neighborhood is very important because neighborhood will affect our rental, our vacancy as well. And also the management, so-called in the surrounding, so-called the way the townhouses manage the surrounding neighborhood. And because it's a residential projects, so we will think the neighborhood is also as high, so we may put 8. Then let's say for environmental issue to the other end, another extreme end. Environmental issue, for example, like air pollution, water pollution. For example, now we are considering condominium. Condominium, we know that as a residential type of buildings, environmental issue are so-called less important to us. A lot of things we are catered by the building infrastructure itself. So for example, water, right? Water and air, of course, air we cannot control. For example, like haze from Indonesia, the one we cannot control. But to us, I may put that environmental issue is the least because when we put ourselves in the shoe of a tenant, right? A tenant who are interested to rent a condominium from you. So I think location is the most important, but environmental issue they may not consider as high, as important as the rest of the factor. Okay, well, the next column, score, 0 to 10. Okay, this column is for you to give, also 10 is the best, to give the scoring for that particular criteria of that particular area or that particular property. So it can be applied for area also, and can be applied for property as well. So for example, I think that the location, although the location is very important as a criteria, the weightage is so high, but I think that this project is only 6, for example, I give you a 6. It's above, slightly above average out of 10. So that means that in the surrounding the same area, there may be some projects which has a better location. They can be score 8 or 9, maybe near to LRT, near to public transport, or near to other amenities. All right. So this is how we so-called relatively put the score for individual criteria. So then the total score is actually you multiply the weight and the score. For example, location is a weightage of 10, while the score is 6. So you multiply 10 and 6, you get 60. Okay. So from all these criteria, you can get individual score, and you sum up, you get the total score. And you apply this same method, same scoring method, and using the same weightage. If you want to compare area, you're using the same weightage, for example, because weightage actually is very so-called subjective. So one investor, they may think the neighborhood is 8, the other investor may think the neighborhood is just 6 or 5. But for us to so-called be consistent, so when we compare two different areas, we have to use the same weightage to be so-called apply to a criteria. While the scoring will be different, because scoring is considered as a relative scoring. So relative scoring, I mean that it's a comparison. So I compare area A, area 1 and area 2, for example, in this case, the location of area 2, I give it 9, while area 1, I only give it 6. Like I said, after comparison, I find that in area 1, the location is only 6, because I find that area 2 is a better location in terms of so-called, for example, condominium or residential projects. So this is the way you slowly give us your relative score of individual criteria for both areas or both properties that you want to compare. And if you have more, actually it's not just between two you can compare. If you have more, you can apply the same weightage, okay, and apply to different areas or different property as well. And then you are able to see the difference between total score. So in this case, you can go back and check again, is it justified or not? For example, does it fit into my gut feeling? Because some people, they may have, before you do these so-called numbers, you may have some gut feeling. I still think that area 2 is a bit better. Sometimes I don't know how. So if you break down all these criteria, you break down all these criteria, and each one you give a score, each one you give the weightage, then you're able to narrow down and check how your gut feeling is justified. Then you check, is it correct or not?
Yeah, I like this weighted scoring method very much, because when you analyze just one area, it doesn't make much sense. But when you are relatively comparing it to other place or other property, then it all comes to it all become clear.
You make sense.
You make sense. Make a decision right there.
Yes. So remember, this is this weighted scoring method is only applicable for relative scoring. Relative scoring means you have to do comparison. Must minimum have 2 for you to compare. Then you're able to check again your weightage and the score that you give to individual.